As many of you are aware, there's a huge scam going around at the minute called established titles. Loads of YouTubers have taken their money, shielded their product, only to realize, wait, it's actually kind of a scam. They even reached out to me to do a sponsor, with the payout being around $15,000. That was a sponsor for here on Pyro Live, not the main channel. I could have taken their money, but I'm far too noble to do such a heinous thing. And also, by taking the moral high road, I might get some Reddit gold. That being said and done, the story behind established titles is a lot more confusing. It's not as clear-cut as some people may be presenting it. I don't think established titles is the spawn of Satan and the worst company ever, but I do believe 100% they have not been honest with people. Now, what is established titles? Essentially, it's a website where you can buy a plot of land which gives you ownership and the title of Lord or Lady in Scotland. I am not sure why you'd want to be the Lord and Lady of Scotland. The only thing they have down there is Iron Brew. They despise everyone down south, including me. And they have, what was it, the deep fried Mars bars, whatever they're called. Oh, haggis as well. There's not a lot going on up there, really. And also not to mention the fact that Scotland based their entire personality off a Mel Gibson film. But it's recently came out after many YouTubers have been promoting this product that if you buy a plot of land, it will be dedicated to you and you'll become a lord or a lady. The land you buy isn't actually yours. It's souvenir land, which basically means nothing. It's still owned by established titles. You're basically given a certificate that means absolutely nothing. Now, there does seem to be a bit of confusion on this part, like what is a souvenir plot of land? And are established titles actually being sincere, or is their wording so manipulative that YouTubers are basically baited into, you know, advertising something that isn't even real? Well, I want to add on to this because established titles actually reached out to me at the start of November wanting me to do an ad read, and I do still have the ad read. You can see here in the talking points that I was paid to basically mention, and the first thing I had to say, it's a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland. Now, saying it's fun and novel isn't really a way to infer that it's anything serious, like an actual dedicated plot of land, but that being said, reading the ad read they gave me, there is no mention of the word souvenir anywhere. They mention it in this ad read that only I'm meant to see and, you know, promote to you guys that it is a dedicated plot of land. And it even goes on to say that, you know, you get this lord title and you can put it on your credit card, your plane tickets, etc. Again, you are not meant to read this. Only I am meant to see this, and they're selling this to me as it being completely official. Although, to be fair, I don't think anyone's going to buy this and actually put the word lord on their, like, you know, airplane boarding ticket unless they tip their fedora after they get their boarding pass scanned. Looking at the ad read, there is nothing to signify that this isn't a genuine plot of land. They call it dedicated. I mean, to be fair, I had a whole skip plan for this. Like, they've sent me a package. This here is the package they sent me. Just like, you know, don't make me get scissors, man. I can't be fucking arsed. You can see the certificate here. I got it, you know, for my dog because it was going to be like a skit. I was going to give my dog the title Lord Buddy because his name's Buddy. I do want to say the website itself, Established Titles, does say that you're purchasing a personal dedication for a souvenir plot of land, which is, it's just kind of buzzwords there, but it is more truthful. The problem being that in the ad read that they gave me, there is no mention of the word personal dedicated souvenir. It just says a plot of land. You get a plot of land. Playing devil's advocate, one thing I do have to mention as well, that at the bottom of their page, they have a no-nonsense refund policy. So if you send them an email and you feel like you were scammed, you can get a refund. Now, the reason why so many people are attacking established titles, or why people have even heard of them, is because a YouTuber called Scott Schaefer made a video exposing them, and that video is blown up now. It's sitting on about 2.5 million views or so. Now, I do want to be honest. Originally, when I saw the guy's video, I do think it was a bit aggressive, a little bit holier than thou, especially at one point. His pinned comment was basically a hit list of every single YouTuber that worked with established titles that he was constantly updating, which is now removed. And he also has an unlisted video linked where you can see every single YouTuber that has done an established titles ad read. The work is good, and established titles are not a good company, but I don't know, the whole presentation of it, especially naming all the YouTubers like one by one and updating it, it came across as a little holier than thou. Most YouTubers don't do a 2-week dive into a sponsor. They just see the money and they take it. Unfortunately, YouTubers can be inherently lazy people. And even though established titles is a bad company and I wouldn't work with them, I don't really blame any of the YouTubers that have worked with them in the past, because on the surface, it all seemed pretty legit. Now, moving past the Lord and the Lady title, what about the trees? Because it says on the website, whenever you purchase a Lord or a Lady title with some land, they also plant a tree for you. Also, before I get into this bit, off topic, but there are some things I don't really agree with. At the minute, there's a Cyber Monday sale on the website, which is fine. That's everywhere. But before that, if you went onto the website, there was a timer that was 60 minutes, and that timer would count down, as timers do. But if you opened it on another browser, or sometimes even refreshed, that timer would actually reset. So the timer was basically BS, and it wanted to give you a fake feeling of FOMO. I don't mind it too much because there are so many websites that do this. Even Amazon does this. There are so many websites that have like a fake countdown timer to instill that feeling of FOMO. But anyway, getting onto the land itself before even the trees, to buy a plot of land, the cheapest, which is 1 square foot, is $50. Let's say we went with that. Now, to print the certificate, which is the little piece of paper in here, that's $30, which honestly, I didn't think was too bad. But then to print the frame, not this, not the certificate, not the piece of paper, the frame it comes in, this crappy little wooden frame. Like, I'm holding it in my hands right now. It's so cheap. I don't even think it's actual real wood. The only good thing about it is you can prop it up at the back here. This is $60. The frame alone is $60. Now, unless this is like made from the finest refined lapis lazuli deep down in the dungeons of Minecraft, there is no reason why a little PVC frame should be $60. And then the worst thing is as well, on checkout, when you actually, you know, go to pay for the product, the tree that they mentioned that would be planted with your order, that's not complimentary. You have to pay for that, and that does not come up until the checkout bill, which is an additional $8. And then to make things worse, at the bottom of the checkout page, you are automatically opted in to renewing that subscription to plant a tree, which is $8 a month recurring. Keep in mind, when Mr. Breast, he was out planting trees, that was for $1. One thing that's great as well about established titles, if you go onto Trustpilot, which is a website people use to gauge reviews, if products are legit or not, it's basically like it is Captain America Civil War. There's essentially two factions. One faction is people that watch the Scott YouTube video and they're just regurgitating everything he said. And then the other half are probably bots or shills just saying how flawless the product is. Now, Established Title seems to be working with One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, who claim that Established Titles have helped plant over 2 million trees. I was wondering if they were just saying that to say it, but if you go onto the trees.org website, you can see that they corroborate that number as well. So unless the Trees for the Future website is also a scam, the tree planting part is legit. One thing I do have to mention though that is a bit shady is originally Established Titles had the amount of money they raised for trees. I think it was like £42,000 at some point, but they've now replaced it with the binary, you know, how many trees have been planted. Now in Scott Schaefer's video, he pointed out that Established Titles is owned by two people who have a bunch of other shady companies as well. These two people being William Wolfram and Katarina Yip. Now he pointed out that one of William Wolfram's first companies he ever made was Deal Dash, which essentially works like eBay. It's an auction and bidding website with the highest bidding being the winner. Now, I couldn't actually access Deal Dash without a VPN because it's not even available in the UK. Maybe that's a good thing. This website looks like it is straight from 2009, probably has an AOL dial-up sound to come with it. Now, Scott pointed out in his video, one shady thing about Deal Dash is the fact that if you bid and you don't win, you still have to pay that bid. So imagine if you lost by like a couple dollars or so, you'd still have to pay Deal Dash pretty much all of that bid. eBay and most bidding sites don't do that. So 100% that is a scummy thing to do. The website should not be practicing that. But in his video, he cites an article that Deal Dash was being sued in 2017 for deceptive practices. But then Scott proceeds to bring up a lawsuit that Deal Dash are involved in, obviously to portray them as a shady company that other people are taking action against them. The lawsuit cited misleading marketing, like for example, selling luxury products, and then when you buy the product, it's not luxury at all, it's garbage. The fact the website would advertise recent winners without showing how much they actually paid for the product, and running illegal lotteries instead of actual auctions. Now, it's fine that Scott referenced that, but what he didn't actually mention in his video is that lawsuit in 2018 was completely dropped. Deal Dash won. It was voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Again, it's fine that he did that. He was obviously trying to build on his narrative that Established Titles are not a good company, which they are not. I'm not defending them. It's just he didn't go into full detail. I do want to say I don't think Scott is being deceptive or lying. Established Titles is a shady company run by shady people. I would not work with them. I just think with his research, he did jump the gun a little bit. I've seen some Established Titles ads, and again, they make it out that you are buying a lordship or a ladyship title and you get your own plot of land. They're basically saying everything except you can build a house on it. I think what sold it for me that it's dishonest is the fact that, you know, like I mentioned earlier, they sent me an ad read and I've gone through that ad read. I have like, you know, Control F to search for the word souvenir. There is no mention. They only say dedicated plot of land. That's it. Also, the added tree cost as well. Come on, bro. Just give Mr. Breast $1. Jesus.